So today we're going to be modifying my e92 M3 cluster to make it a little bit more unique for my 1 series. So what we're going to be doing to the cluster is installing these red cluster overlays. I feel like it's going to be a very nice and subtle little change to the cluster. Give it a little bit more of a GT3 vibe as well. This is vinyl, so if I don't like it or if something happens, I can always take it off and have the OEM cluster the way it was, so it's not a permanent mod, which is nice. So what you're going to need for the install is a squeegee. I'm going to be using this plastic to open up any of the clips without damaging them. Then I'm going to use this flashlight to actually be able to line up the numbers correctly with the OEM numbers, and I'm also going to be using a little bit of soapy water for the vinyl, as well as a heat gun or a fan to actually get the vinyl to cure onto the cluster. Alright, so let's get into the install and open up the cluster. So what we're going to do is remove these clips right here. It's actually easier to use your own hands to unclip these clips than the tools, because you can grab bigger sections of the cluster. There's a total of 6 clips you need to unclip. 2 on the bottom, 2 on the top of the cluster, and 2 on the side of the cluster. So once you unclip those 6 clips, you can basically just lift this top section off. Okay, so the next step is to actually clean it. I got this clean microfiber towel, and I'm going to be cleaning off any dust that is on the surface. You're going to take this cover right here, and we're going to peel it off. I got the edge. I'm going to slowly peel it off. There we go. So the little red circle stays, the other one stays as well. I'm going to spray this with some soapy water solution. So now what you're going to do is you're going to slide it through the needles. The soapy water kinda helps you slip it over. There we go. So we slipped it over the first needle cover and the second one. Alright, so if you do get some distortion on the overlay, you can use a heat gun to get it back to a normal. I'm going to spray some more soapy water underneath so I can still move it around before it sticks to it. And now you kind of want to, it's hard to see on camera, but you do kind of want to line it up. You can see the numbers underneath. Yeah, you can't see it on camera, but underneath you can see the numbers kind of popping out underneath the overlay. So you kind of want to line it up with that as your reference point. Then I'm going to use this flashlight to match it up perfectly. Alright, so I'm going to go to the car, install it, turn on the lights, and see if it actually lines up perfectly before I finish this side of the cluster. I test fitted this on the car. It lines up pretty nicely, so now I'm going to squeegee out the moisture. This is like if you've never done it, it shouldn't take you more than 30 minutes if you've never done any vinyl work. Very simple to install. Now I'm going to use a heat gun or a fan. Okay, so there we go. So that's how you install both of these cluster overlays or cluster overlay vinyls onto a e92 M3 cluster, and this is what the final product looks like. I think personally it looks a lot better. It gives it a little bit more of a unique touch, and it kind of does give it that Porsche GT3 vibe to the cluster. I actually really like it. I like the dual red color as well. So I'm going to be running this setup for a while before I see what else I do or something new. So yeah, let me just finish up closing the lens. So let's put back the cover and then let's see what the final finished product looks like. Alright, so this is what a custom red overlay e92 M3 cluster looks like. I think it looks really nice as a total package. Can't wait to see how it looks installed in my car. Overall, it was an easy product to install. It didn't take too long to install. I think it took me about 20 minutes trying to shoot and install this, so it should be a quick install for anybody that tries to do this. Maximum probably an hour if you've never done anything like this before. Alright, so yeah, let's go and see how it looks inside the car. So this is what the new cluster looks like installed in the car with the new red cluster overlays. I think it does make a nice and subtle improvement in the interior. It does give it a little bit more motorsport vibe, I guess. It does look really nice with the red overlays. It kind of separates it from all these other 1 series that did install a V8 cluster. I actually really like this mod. I think the simplest mods are the easiest mods and the best mods. So yeah, let's see what the cluster looks like once I turn on the car. Yep, everything still works fine.